Hello, I got a beer from Maine I've never had before. It's Orono's Tubular. So Orono is from Orono, Maine. Kind of far north. I've actually never been north of Portland, which is very south in Maine. I've had another beer from this brewery pretty recently last fall. It was their 61 margin double IPA, and I really, really like that beer. So I'm expecting to like this one. It seems like this has kind of become their flagship. Triple dry hop double IPA, or no, single IPA, 7.2% alcohol. And they use a light malt bill with Maine flaked grain additions. Flaked grain, so probably flaked oats or wheat, I guess, one of those or both. And it uses Galaxy, Eldorado, Citra, and Topaz. A lot of sexy hops in there. And it was canned February 6th, so that was 18 days ago, I believe. Pretty nice and fresh. Let's do it. Not ridiculously hazy, but looks quite nice. The color of this glass almost matches the can. Hope you can see it all right in there. Really good looking head. And not super duper hazy, but hazy enough. Oh, some little tiny particulates in there I'm seeing. Otherwise looks rather nice. Very, very pale. Interesting. It's not a big tropical aroma bursting forth out of there. Some candy notes. I mean, I always get these candy notes, these like cotton candy notes, Smarties notes from these types of beers, it seems. Nothing dank going on. Smells kind of creamy. Kind of like key lime pie, I guess, which is rather nice. And some pineapple in there. Kind of like a coconut cream key lime pie. It doesn't smell like it's necessarily going to be crazy sweet, though. Well, we shall see. For being triple dry hop, it's not an explosive aroma. But I'm definitely getting some stuff out of it. Oh yeah, I like that flavor. It's got a lot of body, but it's not syrupy. It's not really like a thick milkshake. It gets really, really citrusy. It's like a blend of citrus fruits. Perhaps the Eldorado's helping do that in there. It's not super green like you'd think maybe from all the Topaz and Galaxy. I'd get some like greener notes, but they're just bringing some nice, just barely ripe tropical notes of peach and pineapple. But there's a lot of Jolly Rancher type things happening. Lemon, lime, Sprite, orange. We'll see if it gets bitter and grapefruity. There's a teeny bit of that. Let's just notice it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a woodsy type resin, very light, tea-like thing happening. Kind of like a lemony black tea thing. I do like the flavor, and it's pretty flavorful. After the first whiff of the aroma, I was wondering if it was going to be disappointing, but I wouldn't say I'm disappointed by this. It's not as good as the 61 margin, but that was a double IPA. And not a really, really big mouthfeel, but it's substantial and got some weight when you push your tongue through it. I wouldn't say it's like light-bodied or thin or anything like that. But just an interesting aroma that's, I guess it's getting a little more woody now. It's reminding me almost of the woodsiness of English hops, which is kind of odd. Because I'm still not noticing many green notes. Yeah, it gets more tea-like. And there's this interesting tanginess that's almost reminds me of drinking Tang orange drinks, like a generic orange citrusy powder drink that lingers on the palate, but kind of like that, almost orange soda. But I wouldn't say it's has this sort of light spritzy feel that I don't really like much when in these beers. I got some nice lacing that had died down almost completely, but pretty nice. I'm wondering if there'll be more little chunks or particulates in the bottom of this. We'll see if there's anything, gross down there. I'll put it in the description, but I found that I think one reason that these hazy IPAs work so well in cans, especially the tall cans, is because everything kind of gets stuck in the little gutter down here in the little ring, and it keeps all the big chunks pretty well, on there, stuck, so that as long as you don't shake it up and really pour the bottom hard into your glass, you usually won't get chunks. But if you do that, then almost any one of these beers, you're going to get chunks. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's not a huge, crazy juice bomb. It's more like a citrusy tea sort of focused IPA, which I like. It's and I said it wasn't light, but it's pretty dry and quite bitter actually, and refreshing because it's not too full of a body. It's not syrupy. It's walking the line. It's definitely a good one for the summertime, I guess, or if you want a beer that packs all the hazy triple tri hopped IPA punch and the flavor you want, but without a ridiculous amount of chalky haze or syrupy sweetness. Yeah, I'd give this one a 4+. Maybe not quite 4.25, but close. And it's pretty recommended if you want something, tubular. It seems it kind of the name and the can design makes kind of sense with this. That's what ends up being in this glass. So, pretty good beer. I'll keep trying more Orono stuff. Maybe eventually they'll send it to Boston. Eventually, we'll see. Bye.